Can you see the slide? Yes? JIT, TPS, and lean operations. Okay, so today I'm going to introduce to you the these concepts and also some of the techniques that are actually being used in Toyota production system. So TPS stands for Toyota Production System. Okay, actually, you know, this topic is it should just be lean operations, okay, rather than JIT, TPS, and lean operation because it's the same thing. Okay, lean operation and TPS is the same concept. Okay, the global company profile is Toyota Motors Corporation. Toyota Motor Corporation.
Professor, we can hear you clearly.
Oh, you can't hear me clearly.
What's wrong with your microphone?
You cannot hear me?
Yes, but not clear.
Not very clear. Okay. Can you hear me now clearly?
Yes.
Huh?
Oh, yes.
Better? Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, as I was saying, Toyota Motor Production. Toyota is the company that actually created TPS. Okay, throughout their history, they actually have implemented TPS. Okay, then only some other companies that actually try to copy and adopt Toyota production system, and they call it lean. Okay, lean manufacturing. It's the same thing. Okay, and GIT is just one of the pillars in Toyota production system. Okay. So we're going to talk about, what is Toyota production system and then what are some of the tools that actually being used in implementing the system. Okay. And also today, lean operation or TPS. Okay. Of course, other companies cannot call it TPS; they call it lean. Lean operations is implemented not only in manufacturing but also in services such as banking system, banks, hospitals, and other operations. Okay, delivery services. So by the end of this topic, you should be able to define just-in-time TPS and lean operations, and also define the 7 ways and 5S. So it's very simple treatment of very simple concepts introduced here only. Okay, so it's just surface. It's not the detail lah. So 7 ways, Muri, Muda, Mura. So those are the concepts in TPS. Explain JIT partnerships. Just-in-time system is actually supplier to manufacturer, supplier partnership. It's a system of delivering components and parts on a continuous and seamless. We look at determining optimal setup time if we have the time. Okay. Define Kanban. Okay, this is important in Toyota production system. Look at Kanban are just signal cards. It's very bombastic Japanese word, but it's just signal cards. Okay, to replenish stock on the production line, because stock on the production line will reduce. For example, seats being installed, but beside the line, the storage for steel is reducing. So you signal to send the new batch, of components to be installed. Okay, so from delivery place until the production line, so you can compute the required number of Kanbans. and try to explain the principles of Toyota production system. Toyota is one of the largest vehicle manufacturer in the whole world with annual sales over 9 million. Okay, this is probably quite old dated. Okay, they are, I think, you know, you can just say they are very successful in TPS, but JIT is just one of their techniques, okay, in TPS. And the TPS, the continuous problem solving, is central to TPS. Okay, not JIT. I want to change that. Okay, sorry. That is because JIT is just one of the tools. Okay, and actually, what it's doing is that they eliminate excess inventory. Okay, that means on the production line, the process is having scheduling of you know, n equals to 1. There's only one parts or one component that you actually produce at one time, so that you do not keep too much inventory. But of course, it is not doing well now in COVID, because of the just-in-time system. Then it is actually disrupting the supply chain. Okay, but when you eliminate excess inventory, you're reducing costs. Okay, and you can actually see problems immediately. And also central to TPS is employee learning and continuing effort to produce products under ideal conditions. If you go to Toyota, you see that, you know, of course, some people will say that it's like working like a robot. No, it's not a robot. It's actually, you know, a very efficient flow with minimum waste that actually producing the products. And they do that, you know, under these principles of respect for people, because workers or employees will contribute ideas for improvement. Whenever there is a problem, you know, the production line will stop. Or even the concept of going to Gembutsu, okay, or Genchi Genbutsu is a concept in which the Toyota managers will go to the production line and look at the problems and solve together. Production line, when there is a problem, the production line will stop. They don't let defects flow. Stop production, solve it. Okay. And of course, with minimum inventory, you can immediately identify or problem will raise up. They have small building but high levels of production. Sub-assemblies are transferred to the assembly line on a JIT basis. Okay, so just in time. Just in time means only what is required, make only what is required, send only what is required. Okay, then you have very, you know, you need to actually consider the efficiency. So they are producing high quality, low assembly time per unit. So their takt time, we call it takt time. Takt time is the time needed to work on one equipment or one machine or one assembly process. Okay, if you see here, the TPS elements, it's a lot of things, okay? Okay, let's start from here. Andon. Andon is a problem display board that communicates abnormalities. If you see, there are, on the production line, there are, you know, lights. Okay, lights. Lights are used to actually indicate whether green means everything is doing well. Yellow means there is some small problem. Red is stop the line, okay? Or some other colors, for example, maintenance and so on. So they have displays, information, then they communicate that. And you have this pull system and Kanban. Pull system means the production is produced based on, you know, not whatever you have completed, you just give it to the next process, give it to the next process. No, you have to actually produce only the amount that actually required. So you need to produce only when production is needed. And you have Kanban, which is a signal that indicates production of small batches of components. And another element is standard work practice. You must have standard work practice, okay? And this SOP, so-called work instruction, okay? They have minimal machines, which are proprietary machine designed for specific Toyota applications. There are Kaizen area. Kaizen means improvement, continuous improvement, okay? Continuous improvement. So if you read a book, Masaaki Imai is a very famous Japanese who actually teach about Kaizen. If I have time, I'll show you the video on Masaaki Imai talk about Kaizen. Kaizen is, he said, everyday improvement, everyone improvement, everywhere improvement. You understand? So improvement, Kaizen is improvement. So you continuously improve. Jidoka machine with built-in devices for monitoring performance and making judgments or defect detecting. Okay. The whole idea actually came from when Toyota started their business, way back in the 1900. They produced sewing machines. And not sewing machine, they produce cloth, okay? So they have these weaving machines, weaving machines. So this weaving machine will be able to stop whenever there is a thread being broken. So they establish very, jidoka, automation. In English, it's automation. Okay, level schedule, I think we talked about in our MPS, master production schedule, or our aggregate planning. We have constant production rate. So if it is a constant production rate, the Japanese call it as heijunka. This is heijunka. Heijunka means constant production, constant production. And then JIT, respect for people, empowered employees. They have assembly components in sequence. Okay, they have a sequence arrangement of components to be assembled on the production line. Okay, right. So it is actually a system, a production system that require managers to address three fundamental issues that is important for operations management. Okay, some books will, actually say JIT is actually, very much operations management. Not only operation management, but TPS can also fall for supply chain and so on. So three things. One is eliminate waste. Number two is remove variability, meaning if there is too much variation, too much differences between one process and another process, you have inconsistency, okay? And also improve throughput. Throughput means how much you can produce, or how much efficiency, basically efficiency, okay? So these are the three issues that are important and fundamental to operation management. Okay, so this JIT focus on continuous forced problem solving, or we call it as Kaizen, basically Kaizen, okay? Because once you reveal your inventory, you can actually improve it. And TPS emphasize continuous improvement, respect for people, and standard work practices in an assembly line environment. Not only assembly, but they can also use this in a small job shop environment as well. And you must understand, you must look lean operations, which actually emphasize understanding the customer. Customer wants high quality product on the time delivery. If the manufacturing or the process cannot meet the customer's request on time, then you are going to lose customers. Okay, so the focus is on the customers, actually trying to meet the customers demand, especially delivery dates. Okay, so waste is defined as anything that does not add value. Anything that does not add value from the customer point of view is considered waste. Okay, in Toyota production system, you will identify waste and eliminate the waste. So that is the the Kaizen activities. Whatever does not add value. Add value means, for example, waste of waiting, waste of extra inventory, okay, waste of transportation. If it is not needed, then it should be Kaizen. Okay, there must be, you must find ways of eliminating or reducing the waste. So if you cannot eliminate, then you reduce the waste. Okay, if you cannot eliminate, then you reduce the waste. To eliminate means you become, totally zero, no waste. But reduce, well, 5%, 1%. Okay, so reduce as much as possible the waste that exists in production processes. So this is Taiichi Ono. Okay, I forgot to name, to actually give give credit to Taiichi Ono. Okay, Taiichi Ono 7 ways. Overproduction. This is actually waiting. You imagine if you go to, any department store, or you go to any, in Japan is okay, waiting time is very low. But if you go to some countries like Malaysia or even Bangladesh, the waiting time is very, very high. Okay, so that's waste. Transportation, inventory, waste of motion, or even over processing. So, and also defective parts or defective work. Okay, defective work is also considered as waste. Okay, so that's why we try to reduce waste. Waste is not value adding, it is cost to the organization. Okay, cost to the organization. So other costs, other resources such as energy, water, all these are also considered as opportunity for Kaizen. Okay, so opportunity for Kaizen is so much in operation. Okay, so it's a lot of area for waste reduction. Okay, or even in life. Okay, we waste a lot of time to do things which are not adding value. Okay. So we have to think about that. So there's a lot of waste. So we need efficient, sustainable production will minimize inputs and reduce waste. So today we are talking about sustainable production, efficient processes, efficient energy. Okay. And in Toyota, 5S, actually they don't call it 5S because they only use 4S. 4S is, let me see, is it in here? Okay, right. So, Nihongo, Nihongo. Nihongo, I think you know, Seiri. What is the next one? Have you heard of this? No? 5S? Honto wa Nihongo ne? 5S. 5S. Seiri, Seiton, Seiso, Seiketsu. And last is Shitsuke. So in Toyota, actually this 4. Because you need to, before you go to, if you find a place where it is unorganized, you go to your office or you go to the production line, no 4S. There is no sorting, because sort means you need to sort this item with this item. You can mix all. Your toolbox. Liang, do you have a toolbox? Toolbox, you put your spanner, you put your... so everything inside there.
Yes, sure. I have Um, I have some tools for my guitar. So I have a box. There's many, the strings and the pick and the belt.
So you need, if it is not there, you need to do 4S. First is Seiri,
Yes.
then Seiton. Seiton is straighten, so you need to arrange. Then you need to do Seiso, everyday cleaning.
Everyday cleaning is not.
Okay. Japan is very famous for that. Okay, but the most important is Shitsuke, because sustain and self-discipline. Because to maintain and to keep this. So if you go to a factory, shop floor, you go to like company making shirts, making clothing, you can see if it is a good company, there is 5S. There is 5S. You can see when I go to a company, immediately I will see whether it is a quality company with Toyota production system principles like 5S, or no quality company. Okay, very simple. Or you go to any place, you can go and check this. Okay, so 5S is it's not easy. It's not easy. Okay, it is not easy for large organization. It needs discipline. Okay, that's why it needs discipline. There is no discipline, you cannot achieve 5S. Well, you can add 2 more S if you want, but this is in Japan, in Toyota, this is already given safety or support maintenance. But I don't want to add 2 more. I think 5 is enough. 5S is enough for us to manage. And then remove variability. Variability is any deviation from the optimum process, right? So variability means too much differences. And this variability, it is any deviation from the optimum process. For example, if the process, you need to keep 5 parts, but there is, this area you need to keep 5. But if there is some days there is 10. Some days you find 0. Some days you find 2. So this variability, too much variation. This area should only have 5 parts, component. Because inventory hides variability, right? If the product that you keep here is damaged, how do you know it's damaged? How do you know it's not working? Right? So inventory hides variability. Less variability results in less waste, right? And variability can come from internal as well as external factors within organization. Okay. So that's also another aspect of Toyota production system. Okay, this is the sources of variability. Variability comes from poor production processes resulting in improper quantities, late or non-conforming. So if you do not have, for example, a signal, if you do not have a Kanban to call parts, to call delivery, then, you can have parts which are late delivered, or you don't have parts and the production line will stop, or you don't have components or raw material for production to start in the morning. Okay, so that is variability. Also, if the customer demand is unknown, that's why you need to have heijunka. Heijunka means constant, not constant, but determine. The schedule quantity is already known. Okay, known demand, fixed on the day, maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks before production start, or even incomplete or inaccurate drawings, specification, bill of materials. So these are variation that can result into inefficiency in the process. Okay, so you have waiting time, waiting for material to arrive, waiting because material have not arrived. So that will result into losses to the organization. Okay. So both JIT and inventory reduction are effective tools in identifying causes of variability. Right. So improve throughput when you implement Toyota production system or lean. Okay. So you want to reduce the time order is received until delivery. Okay, so this is called the cycle time. If the cycle time promised to the customer, cycle time, if a company A, okay, company A, Toyota, not Toyota, company A, some company in in Malaysia, you book a car, I can deliver you in 4 weeks. But if I use Toyota as example, if I say, okay, you book a car, I promise to you that you can get the car in 1 week. So in terms of competitiveness, which will win the market? It doesn't matter what brand or what is your interest, but in terms of competitiveness, the customer will definitely, look for a faster, company able to deliver fast. Of course, at the price and so on. Okay. So in Toyota production system, what they are trying to do is actually to reduce the cycle time so that you reduce the amount of waste. Okay. The longer you keep in the system, you will have to have, there's a lot of waste. There's a lot of waste. Okay. So it's called a pull system. You only pull, you pull. If you need to produce 10, you take 10 components. If you need to produce 10 components and you need material, raw material, enough for 10, you pull. Okay, pull is like this. You don't push. Push means you have 10. I send to you, but only use 5 because I don't need 10. The 5 is keep as inventory. So that is a push system. Okay. So in this in a JIT system is you try to move an order from receipt to delivery as fast as possible. Okay. So the time between arrival of raw material and shipping is called the manufacturing cycle time. Manufacturing cycle time in Toyota production system or in lean, we have a method called value stream mapping. Okay. I think this is part of a tool in process improvement. I think we have seen this before, value stream mapping. Okay. Any questions? So this this throughput, that means you pull material in small lots. Small lots mean if you need 10, you push, you pull 10. I mean, this is the first, this is process C, this is probably B, this is A, right? So if C needs 10, it will request to produce 10, then it pulls here, pull, okay, pull, not push. So if you want to pull this cycle time, this takt time, that means takt time is the processing time, must be almost same as the previous process. If you need 10 and 10 require 1 hour, this also will actually needs 1 hour. Then only you have smooth production. Okay, smooth production. So you want to pull in small lots, inventory cushions are removed. That means you do not have inventory here. If you make, for example, this process can make very fast. Okay, it produces 20 an hour. 20 an hour. So they have 10 in stock, right? This is pushing. Then you make another 10. Every hour, this is additional 10. Okay. I'll show you a video after this. Okay, there's emphasizing quality improvement, manufacturing cycle is reduced. So push system is not good. It dump orders on the downstream station regardless of the need. Push system means, that means it produces more than what is required of the next process. It's just keep into inventory. Okay, it is just putting inventory. This is probably process A, B. If produce 20 an hour, then this only produce 10 an hour. So every hour there is a 10, 10, 10 stock. Makarimasu ka? You can see, right? Because this is 20 an hour, 20 per hour. Every hour they make 20. But this only make 10. So if I would make one, this only make half. So I make 2, this make 1. Understand? Okay. So this is not an efficient way of managing our system. Okay. Let me see. So JIT is a powerful strategy for improving operations. Materials arrive when they are needed, where they are needed, when they are needed. Where and when. Okay, so materials arrive where, doko, so not everywhere. So where and when. If you require the material at 10 a.m., then you send at 10 before 10 a.m. for the production, of course, with the right quantity. So 3 things, okay, materials, quantity, exact place, and also time. Okay, so this is powerful strategy for improving operations, and it identify problems and drive out waste. You imagine this is a very very synchronous. The word is synchronous. Synchronous, very synchronized, and very perfect. It's like orchestra. You know, orchestra. You have to play this instrument. That is your time to play. You don't do it faster, because when you do it faster, then the music become not nice. You know orchestra? You know orchestra? Music orchestra. So the violin now. So this is, you know, harmony, perfect. Of course, it require supplier-buyer relationship, very strong, and also very, you know, good information system, electronic data interchange, EDI, and so on. Okay. But of course, you know, people argue today that because of COVID, JIT failed. But you don't worry, when COVID is over, JIT is going to be, whoever will lead the market are those who actually understand what JIT and also Lean is all about. Because it is actually a perfect, you know, way of doing things. So JIT techniques will result into these things. These are all, you know, competitive advantage. If only understand, if people understand in terms of JIT technique, suppliers, very few. Because you want supplier which are very quality driven, direct to the work areas. Layout, work cells. Work cells, I showed you Chaku last semester. Chaku is work cells. It is actually the, you know, very harmony, very routine and harmony. Small lot sizes, scheduling, 0 deviation from schedules. You have Heijunka, level schedule. Suppliers inform of schedule. Kanban. You need to have Kanban. And maintenance. If the machine always break down, JIT fail because maintenance machine must be in good order. Machine must be in good working order for JIT and also lean for that matter to run properly. So you need daily routine. You need to involve the operator. You need to implement TPM, which is total productive maintenance. Total productive maintenance. Okay, right? And also quality, SPC, social process control, quality suppliers. So it is an integrated system where also employee is empowered and cross-trained. Employee skills must also be very very specific, and then they are very what do you call perfect. Okay, they are expert now, expert, right? Few job classification to ensure flexibility of employees, and of course commitment from top management and employees. So it is not just having tools. So I don't believe in lean system having tools. Lean is waste reduction and go to the gemba. Go to the gemba. No, don't go to the gemba. Wakaranai. Don't know, understand the problem. Okay. So those are the things, and it will, which results in, this. This is the kind of results means things you will see in the process. You will free up the assets. Assets can be used much more efficiently. You will reduce waste because quality improvement, cost reduction, pricing flexibility. Because in Japanese system, it's like this. This is, for example, price. A product, okay? This is, for example, product. If the price is, for example, 2,000 yen. This is the cost component. Of course, cost component many, variable cost, invariable cost, but this is cost. Of course, this is going to be your margin or your profit. Correct. Price minus cost is profit. So if you can do cost reduction, so you can reduce cost, your profit increase because cost is important. Cost is important for companies. Profit will come after you take care of costs. If you understand, take care of costs, take care, you do improvement, you find waste, energy waste, people waste. So you can reduce this. So your profit, if initially this is 2,000 yen, from 1,000 yen cost, only one, if you reduce it to, for example, 800 yen cost, then obviously this is your margin. So you kanggai kata ga mihon. But Malaysia no kanggai kata when oil price increase, petrol increase this. So now it become 2,000 yen, 20 ringgit, 40 ringgit. So you keep on increasing the price. You don't look at the cost component. You don't improve. You don't do, try to reduce waste in the process. That is the problem. Then only you can this. It can only become competition, which win order by faster response, lower cost, high quality. That is the thinking. Faster response, low cost, high quality. And of course, competitive advantage. You will have much more, you'll be more competitive than your other.
5. The transition. Should you throw money at the problem by investing in new equipment or hiring more people? Let's say your business is doing well and you're thinking of expanding. That's great, but it's also the riskiest time for your business. In fact, many businesses don't survive the transition. Should you throw money at the problem by investing in new equipment or hiring more people? Should you make your staff work more overtime? Your answers to questions like these can make or break your business. And that's where Lean comes in. Lean is a philosophy about delivering value from your customer's perspective, eliminating waste, and continuously improving your processes. Lean can radically change the way you do business. Lean management is based on 4 principles. The first principle is pull. Rather than producing as much as possible, customer demand pulls goods or services through the manufacturing process. This minimizes overproduction, inventory, and ultimately working capital. The second is one-piece flow. Focusing on one single piece at a time minimizes work in progress, process interruptions, lead and waiting time, while increasing quality and flexibility. The third is tact. It's the heartbeat of a lean system. It's how fast you need to manufacture a product to meet customer demand. Tact allows us to balance work content, achieve a continuous flow, and respond flexibly to changes in the marketplace. And the fourth is zero defects. Mistakes happen, but a lean company doesn't pass on defects. Mistakes from previous steps must be fixed before going on. Combined with a robust continuous improvement process, the 4 principles of lean management will help your company stay ahead of the competition in a constantly changing marketplace. So, if you're ready to begin your lean journey, contact us today. Let us show you how lean can bring out the best in your business.
Okay, so that is the the 2 videos that any point of opinions from those videos, or you want to see chaku again? Right, it's 9 o'clock. I want to take a break. Also, you want also to take a break. Okay, we have actually some more time to to look at this. I'll try to find a slide actually, a slide that actually I have created for